What's up guys, Trev here, and today I am taking a look at the Hot Wheels Redline Club Ford GT40 Mark II. This is the newest, most recent drop from the RLC. It is shipped out. I have it. I already opened it up. Take a quick look at it. There's the official Ford. This sticker is very trippy looking, like the bottom, the way the Ford officially licensed product sticker is. Here's the outer box. Looks nice. There's the car. There's the side. Mattel Creations. There's the other side. Metal slash metal. Metal on metal. Real Riders. Redline Club. More licensing stuff on the bottom. There is a paragraph. You can read that if you would like. It talks about the car. Yay. Okay, let's take a look at it. It is a bit dusty because, as I said, I did open it earlier, prior to this video. So it comes in an acrylic case. I will talk about price. I think this was $38. Not cheap. These RLC models are getting quite pricey, and especially when they do more elaborate toolings with opening parts and stuff, the cost goes up, and a bunch of other stuff has happened that has caused prices to drive up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use this screwdriver to open it. Looks like I will. The last video I did on it, was it an RLC? Yeah, it was the Koenigsegg. It was being very difficult. It was being very difficult. I had quite a hard time getting it off the base. The screws were just, loose. I'm going to put that there on the back. That's the back. The screws were really deep and tight, so I had to actually bring out a second screwdriver. These ones are not giving me trouble. All right, going to get it unscrewed very soon. This is the best part about an RLC video, is that when I'm unscrewing the model off the base, and just, it is like the most. There we go. Alrighty. All right. Here we go. Okay, clear the floor a little bit. All right, so the Ford GT40 is a very iconic race car, as you all know. It's a very iconic race car, and this deco is based on the 1966, not based on, I'm pretty sure it pretty much is, the 1966 24 Hours of Le Mans winner, driven by Bruce McLaren in the iconic 1-2-3 finish. And yeah, so this is the Mark II. The Mark I, I'm pretty sure, was fairly similar to this. The Mark II was redesigned for a larger engine. The Mark I had a small block V8. This has a big block V8, the same engine that was in the Ford Galaxies that were racing in NASCAR. So here it is, very nice. And I'm going to say there definitely is going to be future versions of this. There's no way there won't be. There's the metal base. And this has the GT style wheels, which are very appropriate, in a gold color. These are actually like a proper gold color too. Like they actually are shining very well with the Goodyear tire printing, which is nice to see. You have the silver stripe on the side there with Ford. You have the number 2 roundel. You have the rivets around the window, which is very nice. You have the front here with the grille, some deco. You have the headlights printed in. You have the top there with the striping going down the middle, with the roundel on the hood there and on the back. Here's the other side. Here's the back with the taillights, the exhaust, which is painted. Actually, I think the exhaust on this one's a separate piece. We'll get into that in a little bit. Stripes continue down the back, more deco. Very nice. And the main party trick with this is, oh, actually, I should go check the interior for any detail. I think it has detail. I think the harnesses are they? Does it have detail in there? Let's take a look. This is like the, no, actually it doesn't look like there's detail. I thought there may have been. It is very hard to see in there. I thought, no, there is detail. The middle of the steering wheel is printed in silver, I'm pretty sure. Wait, let me look at it with my own eye. Yeah, the middle of the steering wheel is silver. I thought maybe the belts were printed. I don't think they are. Okay. It looks like the steering wheel is printed silver in the middle. You can kind of see it there. I don't think there's any other detail. The belts aren't detailed or anything, but you do have the engine. The rear tilts up. And also, one thing to note is on here, they did cut out quite a bit of die cast on the back, and that's just so this could tilt and they could still have the exhaust sticking out. Because one of the most iconic parts about this car is how the exhaust sticks out like that. So I'm glad they captured that detail. Maybe you don't like how much they cut there. It is one of the pros and cons. One of the cons of moving parts is, well, there's one con I will discuss in a bit, but sometimes they have to compromise certain bits of the casting to accommodate, to accommodate certain things. The engine's actually quite detailed. You can see the top there. The exhaust is a separate piece. The motor is printed silver. You actually have another little detailed gold bit in the middle. So this engine looks really nice in here. More kind of, you actually have some more detailing there off to the sides. It's a very, honestly, this is probably one of the best looking engines I've seen in an RLC model. The amount of detail in there is actually quite nice, and it looks really sharp. I think because they have quite a few separate pieces. Also, these pieces right here, those are separate metal pieces. This is finished in a, I guess they call it Spectraflame black. I don't know if this is actually Spectraflame. It looks more just like a, no, I think it is Spectraflame black, but you know, being black, you aren't really going to notice if it's Spectraflame or not. Yeah, one of the main concerns I have is the way this closes, because obviously you do have an opening part, and my main worry is how does this close? Looks like it closes pretty good. My main concern is right here. This panel gap, it looks quite big. I mean, it shuts fine. It's not sticking up like the Miura or other things. But, you know, I think if they do future colors, which I have a feeling they're going to do a Golf version eventually. This feels like such a gimme or a freebie for like a Golf livery. It feels like just an obvious second color. But I don't know, the panel gaps on this they look a bit big, especially on the top. Let me go to this side. Here's the thing with darker colored models like blacks and other dark colors, large panel gaps are kind of hidden in a sense. Because the paint is so dark, you don't really notice the panel gap as much, but if they do this in a lighter color, these panel gaps are going to be fairly more obvious. It doesn't look bad. It really doesn't. I actually think this is one of the better executed opening parts. I don't think the panel gaps look too intrusive, at least on this version. And this opens nicely, it closes nicely, it doesn't stick up. It stays up, it stays down, it doesn't want to pop up. I think the way they did it, oh yeah, it's just like hinged, simple kind of hinge system, but it works really well. I brought up actually the pre-existing Ford GT40. I don't know if this is a Mark I or a Mark II. Maybe this is supposed to be like the road version. I don't know. I'm just trying to compare them in terms of size. I mean, they're fairly similar in size. The castings are fairly similar. This is very different in terms of casting. And even you can see the front is way different. I just brought this out for reference, just to also have something in the background while I did this. This is obviously a new. Look at the way it sits too. It's like really low. It looks like it's casting. It's very nice. That's the Hot Wheels RLC Ford GT40. That's a really nice one. It's a bit expensive. It's just how things are now, unfortunately. But man, this is one of the best ones of the year. The black is really nice, and I think it's still available. And not a lot of people are biting on this, but it's really good. It's a really nice casting, and this is a very iconic deco for it, being the 1966 24 Hours of Le Mans winner. Goodyear tire printing is nice with the gold GT style wheels. The moving part is done well. It shuts nicely. It opens nicely. It's got really nice engine detail. The casting's really good. I think this might be one of my favorite RLC releases of the year. I don't see any glaring quality issues on this one. Nothing super, I don't see anything super bad. I don't see any quality issues personally. It's really nice. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this one. I really like this release. And yeah, that is the Hot Wheels RLC Ford GT40 Mark II. Very nice release. I'm very happy with this.